In a world where imperfection is sold as sincerity, we must ask who profits from our belief in the real. What was once understood to be unique or uncopyable, like the grain of film or the soft bleed of Polaroid photos, has now become a replicable asset, mass-produced for aesthetic effect. Film photographers once saw grain as noise, an error in the process. But over time, that same randomness became a signature of authenticity, something raw and real. The shift wasn't accidental, it was strategic. The commodification of analog artifacts in the digital age is a clear example of how authenticity is not inherent, but curated. Instagram filters don't just add color, they tell stories, summoning nostalgia and sincerity through algorithmic trickery. These filters are the descendants of film grain, once a byproduct of physics. Now a choice made with a tap on your phone. The same logic applies to JPEG compression artifacts or the soft focus of old home videos. What we see as genuine is often just design work dressed up.
The earliest computers were not just machines, but bold intellectual experiments, mechanical minds designed to extend human.
As machines became more efficient and therefore less human, we began to engineer imperfection into them. We add jitter to robotic motion, randomize tempo in MIDI tracks, and let AI misspell words on purpose. This chapter explores how algorithms now simulate the very signs of humanity they erase. The desire for machines that seem more personable leads to artificial humanization, routines. Sherry Turkle observed how people experience computational objects as both part of the self and the external world, blurring boundaries between animate and inanimate. These humanization techniques are not about consciousness, but creating perceived sincerity. My dehumanization and robotic motion smoothing are tools for creating the illusion of sentience without consciousness. AI. Chatbots intentionally introduce typos or mispronunciations, not out of error, but as a calculated move toward perceived sincerity. This manufactured authenticity is designed to control how we perceive trustworthiness in technology.
And we can make special analyses, such as customer sales, gross margin analyses, and daily labor reports. In fact, we can and do make a daily profit and loss statement.
Just this week, a South Florida immigration lawyer discovered her face had been cloned by an AI. System used to conduct fraudulent Zoom calls, not for art, but for profit. The victim's identity was weaponized without consent to mimic trust through mimicry. This is the future of authenticity, not self-expression or sincerity, but simulation at scale. When trust becomes a commodity that can be manufactured and distributed like any other product, it no longer needs truth as its foundation. It only requires, then we have already lost. Institutions that once valued originality now use AI to artificially age documents and generate handwritten imitations, creating artifacts that feel authentic but were never lived. This isn't forgery, it's engineering. If the system can be gamed, then authenticity is not a property of an object or person, but of perception itself. Once you realize this, you begin to see how systems everywhere are designed around spoofing trust. Social media platforms curate authentic. We'll hear how systems designed to verify authenticity are now the first targets of new AI tools. This arms race reveals a fundamental flaw in our belief structures, not just in documents, but in people, ideas, and identities themselves. As spoofing becomes faster and more sophisticated, the line between real and artificial dissolves into irrelevance. What remains is an economy built on trust as performance, with winners those who control the algorithms that define what we recognize as genuine. And
they show him the shape of the machine part or other article he is to make, and its exact dimensions.
authenticity used to be a rare fingerprint, something you couldn't fake without consequence. But now, when every face can be deep-faked and every voice cloned in seconds, the line between real and artificial blurs until it disappears. This isn't just about deception. It's control. If everything looks authentic, then nothing is. What happens to trust when authenticity becomes a commodity? And who benefits most from this collapse? Roland Barthes warned that in mass reproduction, the aura of an object, what made it feel singular and real, would fade into nothing. He called this, "That has been," a way to mark something as having once existed uniquely. But now, with deepfakes and AI'd, generated voices, anything can be given back that aura. The past no longer has authority. It's just another data point in the algorithmic archive. In Technopoly, Neil Postman argued that technology doesn't just change how we live, it changes what we value. When a society becomes dominated by technological thinking, other ways of knowing fade into irrelevance. Not because they're banned, but because they don't fit the binary logic of machines. The human voice, with all its hesitations and imperfections, is quietly erased in favor of the clean precision of code.